go live to Chicago, where somewhere in a studio, somewhere in an important radio station, sits our regular movie reviewer, Mark Kermode. Good afternoon.
And you're going to say, and where's my coffee?
Now,
right?
where is my coffee?
Well, I've FedExed it to you. It'll
Thank
be
you.
arriving sometime in the middle of the night.
I've got a webcam up for Chicago.
Have you?
Yeah, it looks a bit snowy, actually.
Oh, I thought you meant for the studio. No, it's great. The the lake is completely frozen over. It looks like that scene from The Day After Tomorrow, when the whole of New York freezes and the icebreaker comes up. It looks like that. It's fantastic. It's really beautiful.
30 degrees Fahrenheit,
snowballs.
but feels like 25, according to this webcam shot.
Well, it's to do with wind chill, apparently.
So what are you doing in Chicago? And before we talk movies, what are you doing there?
Well, the boss is doing a conference on film study, so I've come along as
Bruce Springsteen?
No, not that boss. My boss.
You mean Mrs. Kermode?
Yes.
Right, so wherever she goes, whither thou goest with her.
Exactly, yes. That's exactly how it works, Simon. I do what I'm told.
Right, excellent. So we've got some reviews coming up. Inland Empire, Becoming Jane, and particularly looking forward to Norbert, which is coming up. In fact,
you're looking forward to the film or to the review?
The review. Peter in Gloucester says, I'm hoping for a classic rant from the good doctor on the subject
of Norbert. You never know.
As it's guaranteed to be far more entertaining than this so-called comedy. I'm sure the nation will be interested to hear how it compares to Little Man. Has any Oscar nominee ever destroyed all their credibility and the goodwill towards them, and credibility as quickly as Eddie Murphy? All that will come shortly. However, let's do the box office top 10 before the news, which is imminent. At 10, Epic Movie.
Rubbish. They didn't show it to the critics, and there's a very good reason, because it's not funny.
Arthur and the Invisibles at number 9.
Well, Arthur et les Mini-Moi, according to its original French title. Apparently there are 2 more of these. And I don't really get the Luc Besson animation thing, and I don't quite understand why Madonna is doing the main voiceover. It's kind of, it's a bit empty, and it is at very best passable, and at very worst, that's enough, Luke, please stop directing, which he said he's going to do.
Material Girls at 8.
Totally unnecessary.
The Good Shepherd at 7.
Well, stylish, if a little bit dull. I mean, the funny thing about it is it's directed by Robert De Niro, who he can put tab A into slot B, and the whole thing sort of holds together like a nice piece of furniture, but it's terribly long, and it does centre around a central character whose main function is to do very little, and Matt Damon does very little. And at the end of it, you come out of it thinking, well, the intelligence services are a bit creepy. But I kind of knew that before I came in. Sorry.
Right. Here, right. 3, 2, 1. Music and lyrics at 6.
Hugh Grant does Hugh Grant better than anyone else does Hugh Grant. Drew Barrymore does that sort of ditzy, laughy Drew Barrymore thing as well as anyone else can do it. And it's all complete. I mean, again, if you had a script by Richard Curtis, then Hugh Grant could have done so much more. But as it is, it's got a functional script, and he does what he does. He goes, and he plays an 80s pop star, which is interesting, because I was waiting for you to ask David Cassidy whether he'd seen Music and Lyrics and whether or not he felt that Hugh Grant's portrayal of a pop star was convincing, but you never brought it up.
Yeah. Sorry about that. The reason was, obviously I was going to get to that, but I thought you'd be chomping at the bit and getting cross and difficult in that studio in Chicago, thinking, why is this 70s pop star getting more time than me?
No, I was waiting for you to bring me into the discussion so I could have, fallen down and worshipped at the altar of David Cassidy, but you never did it.
Did you have... I'm sorry about that. If you'd sent me a message, I could have brought you in. Did you have a bit of a thing? Were you part of his gay following?
Oh, I loved David Cassidy. He was great. I mean, the thing was, it was David Cassidy or Donny Osmond. Well, Donny Osmond was a bit wet, but David Cassidy appeared to be a bit tough, even though he had a centre parting, which is not that tough.
You can be tough with a centre parting.
No, you can't.
You can.
No, you can't. Name me one person with a centre parting who's actually tough.
The Illusionist at 5.
Which is sort of like the Prestige light. It's okay, it's very stylishly done. It's just very unfortunate that it's come so soon after the Prestige, because it does look like a kind of slightly sub-Prestige imitation.
Charlotte's Web at 4.
Again, the decline of children's entertainment over the years. In the current marketplace, this is what stands as, top of the range kids' entertainment. Some kids may have a problem with the fact that one of the main characters does actually die. Other kids may have a problem with the fact that it's just nothing like as good as the book.
Spider or the Pig? Which would you go for?
Well, you mean the Babe, Pig, or the... Which one? Which character do I like?
Not Uncle. I meant Spider or the Pig, if you had to choose. Which was your favourite?
Well, I mean, I like the spider, which of course is a problem in terms of Charlotte's Web, because the problem with the animated talking pig is that it's not Babe. It's like Babe Pig in the City, which I didn't like so much.
Number 23, there it is at number 3.
Joel Schumacher, he's back to style, which is like, it's all style, no substance. Jim Carrey becomes obsessed with the number 23. The rest of us don't really care very much. After 23 minutes, it runs out.
Ghost Rider at 2.
Nick Cage, right, doing this cartoon. Did James King review this last week?
Yes.
Tell me that James King thought it was wonderful.
He did think it was wonderful. Well, he thought, and he said, particularly if you're a teenager and you're into, like, Too Fast, Too Furious, that kind of stuff, this is going to be fantastic for you.
It's rubbish. It's just rubbish. I mean, it's yet another one of those comic book adaptations it's got nothing going for it at all, except for the fact that Nick Cage gets to ride around on a motorbike and burst into flames every now and then, which, I mean, on principle, I'm not opposed to, but it just doesn't do anything interesting with the idea. But I knew I was sitting next to James King in that screening, and I knew that he was enjoying it twice as much as me because he's half my age.
Box office number 1 in the UK is still Hot Fuzz.
And I refer our listeners to somebody who wrote in that email 3 weeks ago, saying you were soft on Hot Fuzz. It's rubbish. No, it isn't. There we are, third week at the number 1 in the UK box office. And except for the fact that the last half hour is too long and he gets carried away with all the guns and stuff, there is 90 minutes of a really good, really funny film in there. So, have you seen it yet?
So we just take that logic. No, just take that logic. But the fact that a film's been at number 1 for 3 weeks proves it's not rubbish.
No, because clearly I know where this is going.
Just used that argument.
I hate are at number 1. No, that's not true.
You did just use that argument.
No, I used it for my own purposes.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Exactly. I refer you to my earlier argument. In this particular case, I'm right. And in this particular case, the audience know I'm right. In a lot of other cases, they're wrong.
Inland Empire, Becoming Jane, Gone, Outlaw and Norbit will try and get through those. Hard and with a centre parting, Robert Carlyle.
He hasn't got a centre parting.
He can have one.
We're saying he can have one. Anyone can have a centre parting.
Has had one. Anyway, move on. Lemmy also has a centre parting. It just kind of naturally falls that way.
Oh, no, that doesn't count. Long hair centre parting, that doesn't count. That's not a centre parting. That's having long hair.
You're just changing the rules as you go along.
You mean Jaws from the James Bond movies?
Well, not the shark.
No, that's what I was thinking. I mean, does Bruce the Shark have a centre parting? No, but you mean Jaws from the James Bond movie. Yeah, okay, fine.
In general, yeah. I think you should do a review or two, don't you?
Okay, can I just say instantly, when I got here in Chicago, I checked into the hotel, and this guy said to me, I love your podcasts. So there we go. The Mayo show is... Yeah, I'm really not making it up. Believe me, no one was more surprised than me.
I think we should say hello to Jason Isaacs at this point, because he says he downloads and listens wherever he's in the world. I mean, actually, he's in a West End show at the moment, but
yeah,
I think we should say hello to him every week.
Hello to Jason Isaacs. And incidentally, if you look Jason Isaacs up on the Wikipedia, it says, Jason Isaacs went to school with Mark Kermode, but they were not friends. Well, it's not true at all. It's not that we were not friends. It's just that I wasn't cool enough to hang out with him. I mean, I thought he was great, as I think we established.
Did he have a centre parting?
No. Did he have a centre parting? No, Kevin Addison had a centre parting, but not Jason Isaacs.
In the Harry Potter films, where he has that long white wig,
he has a centre parting.
He has a centre parting.
And he is just about the most evil person on earth in those films.
There you go. So,
okay, I withdraw the thing. I'm still right about the box office top 10, but I withdraw the thing about the centre parting.
Okay, so do a review.